Hello, my name is Carrie Shore, and I am a high school language arts teacher at Independence High School. And this is my educational technology philosophy. I should first start by saying that I've been teaching for 15 years, and I have seen a lot of changes. And the first step in developing my whole philosophy was accepting the fact that the students of the 21st century do not learn the way that I learned, and nor do they learn the same as students that I taught 10 years ago. The world and how we learn about it has changed dramatically in the past century, and I believe that these changes have actually been for the better. It's just a matter of accepting them, especially as a teacher, which is difficult. My job as a teacher is always to strive to find the best ways to teach my students. In order for this to happen, I must be open to the new resources and ideas. As a result, my job must constantly change to meet their interests and their needs. As an educator, I always think I owe it to my students to help them navigate the digital world that they live in and prepare them for the future where this type of communication will be essential. In order to do this, I must learn how to use it on my own and in my own career to make it relevant in their learning. Yes, I think it's important for them to see me using it in order for them to see how they could possibly, probably, and most likely use it in their professions. There's so many great things out there, and I think that just the whole thing is knowing where they are and how to use them. And that's not as sometimes easier said than done, especially for a teacher. As a language arts teacher, my job is, and always has been, to help my students become better communicators. And these students that I teach today live their lives online, and they are constantly communicating and connected via the technology such as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, or whatever the latest social media format is. This is their language, and it's my job to help them become better at it and learn to be responsible in their use of it. In creating this philosophy, I basically came up with 6 ways in which I use it right now and that I want to become better in using it and help other people become better in using it. The first place I use it is planning. I use Edivation and the teacher training Fulton County's resources. I use TeacherTube. I'm kind of addicted to TeacherTube. I found Twitter and people who are tweeting about great things they're doing in their classrooms is a great way to find new ways of using technology in your classroom. I use TED-Ed for my students and for me, and I also frequent the NCTE Council of English Teachers. I use constantly looking on the web and finding new ways to teach the same things I've been teaching for a long time, just new, better ways, and the internet is so great for that. I use it to lecture, just to teach material to my students. I make a lot of prezzies. The students love Nearpod. I've been using Safari Montage. I have a Promethean. I'm very blessed in my room to have a Promethean, so I use Active Inspire, and of course PowerPoint and things like that as well. The best resource, the best way to use technology is to engage students. They love it no matter what it involves. They always are more engaged if I use technology. They love the TED-Ed. I use Edgenuity. I teach adjunct for the Fulton Virtual, so I use a lot of the resources in Edgenuity. They love Nearpod's Lino Notes, where they can kind of contribute to a lecture. They love to do Powtoons. That's when I have them create Powtoons. And Haiku Deck has been a great resource for me lately, especially with my poetry units and things like that. I don't know how I would differentiate without technology. I use it for all of my groupings and things like that. USA Test Prep is my best source for that in an EOCT course, or EOC course. I can assign different assignments to different kids based on test data and things like that, which I love. Again, I use Edgenuity. The students love Voki for the ones who don't like to present, and VoiceThread. The students use those. I give them options of doing presentations. Edmodo allows me to give different students different assignments, and also the Pearson resources have been great for like differentiating and giving different reading levels, different reading assignments. I use technology in all of my assessment. I use USA Test Prep, as I said. In collecting data, I use Socrative, Edmodo. Kahoot is a great way to do quick assessments in my classrooms, and they also create data. And I use the Pearson tests as well. Again, great for collecting data on my students to further differentiate. Another great way I use technology is to collaborate with my peers and also communicate with my students. Facebook has been great for that. Edmodo, obviously, for my peers and the students. My students turn everything in on Google Docs. That has made my life so much easier. Twitter has been great. Just the Fulton County Twitter access has been wonderful. And EduBlocks, the students, I often make them blog, and is a great way I can make sure every student's contributing to a conversation. These are just some of the ways I use technology. I use it so many other ways, but these are the main ways, and again, my 6 categories. But ultimately, I just think if you want to be a teacher in this century and you want to keep up with your students, you need to use technology. And I just want to find new ways to do it and to help other people do it, which is why I'm applying for this position. Thanks.